everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bethany Cox, for those of you who haven't been here, and I am a writer currently working on an Esther retelling duology. So I'm a writer, but also a mother of three, or what I like to call a mommy writer. So welcome back to my channel if you haven't been here before. And today I'm going to be going over something that, this was actually just a question asked to me. What in the world is a writing sprint? And the first time I heard of writing sprints was actually my first one I did with author Brittany Wang. So if any of you know who she is, you know how incredible and awesome she is, and energetic and fun. And I will link her channel below. She is a writer, author as well, and she is the first time actually that I heard of sprints. She actually does sprints online, so you can connect with her. She does quite a few of them actually, but I'll get to that question right now. So what in the world is a writing sprint? So if you've never heard of a writing or word sprint before, it's basically, sprint is a term just like actual runners. It's just covering more ground in timed bursts of speed. So basically, with a writing sprint, you go until the timer goes off. It just helps, honestly, with more kind of just like laser-like focus. And there's something about being timed when the timer is on that just makes you want to go and continue. It's really easy to get distracted as a writer, especially if you are a mommy writer like me and you have other children, other priorities, other things to do. It seems like you can't kind of get a chunk of time in to write. So introducing writing sprints. If you've never heard of writing sprints before, this could be the exercise that your writing needs. You see what I did there? Exercise? Okay, that was a really bad joke. So getting right into it, there are different types of sprints. Today I'm mostly going to be focusing on writing and word sprints, specifically pertaining to writing. But honestly, you guys, I am kind of addicted to sprints now that I have figured them out. I did this honestly before I even knew what a writing sprint was, before I even did my first one with Brittany Wang. I do a lot of different things throughout the day in sprints. I do laundry sprints, I do, journaling sprints, I do even sprints for cleaning my house at the end of the night. That's one of my favorite things to do at the end of the night when all the kids are in bed, is to set a timer and do cleaning sprints, or clean my house in sprints. So one of the other types of sprints that I'll talk about is a productivity sprint. And maybe I can do another lengthier video on that later if you guys would like. But for now, a productivity sprint is basically just setting the timer and fleshing out plot lines, doing a brain dump for a plot, going over a character, taking photos for your Instagram platform. It could even be working on your author website in chunks. It could be writing your blog, editing a chapter, and just getting over that hurdle. And there are multiple different types of sprints, but for today I'm just going to be talking to you about a basic sprint. So let's get right into it. So basically what a sprint is setting a timer, just like we talked about running sprints, setting a timer for a certain amount of time, and then during that time you do nothing else but that sprint. It sounds really simple and kind of just silly, like why would I do that? But I would, before you knock it, totally throw it off the table, I would encourage you to actually just try it and see if you like it. For me, it was like a life changer, the first one I did with Brittany, and I thought, I need to do this more often. It's kind of addicting. And for some reason, like I said, there is something about the timer being on that you know you are being timed, so you get it done a little bit quicker. So how to sprint. So step number one, there are multiple different ways to do this, but I am just going to explain to you the way that I know how. So number one, decide what you're going to do. So before you even sprint anything, whether you're cleaning, whether you're going to do a productivity sprint, whether you're going to just work on a specific chapter and just write, decide what you're going to do beforehand so that you are not changing lanes while you're sprinting. Today we're going to focus on just a writing sprint, so let's do that. Second thing to do is turn your phone on silent. Yes, I said it. It's not going to go anywhere. I promise it's not going to grow legs and walk away. But turn it on silent, especially if you are using your phone as a timer. You don't want any other distractions. So the third thing that you're going to do is set other distractions aside. If you have to have your phone with you like I do to use it as the timer, turn your phone on silent and then set other distractions aside. Meaning this is kind of hard, like if you have kids like I do, but you could do it during the kids' nap times, you could do it during quiet times, you could do it while they are doing an activity, you could even do it while they are watching a movie. Yes, I said it. I'm one of those moms who sometimes, if I just need to get something done for a little bit, especially if they haven't watched TV at all that day, you can put on a movie for your kids or an hour show and put it in, 2.5 hours, whatever you need to do. So setting other distractions aside, I have even done writing sprints. My first writing sprint actually that I did with Brittany Wang that she hosted live on YouTube, my first ever one I actually did was in my van while the kids watched Franklin, I think it was, while I was sitting in the parking lot waiting for our Chinese food takeout. So you can do sprints almost anywhere, not quite anywhere, but if you have distractions like your kids, or you have, let's say, something like your dog, anything that is distracting you, set it aside, push it away, or if you have your kids out there watching a movie, maybe you need to go into a room and just sit down and do it. So number 4 is going to be to prep your materials. Distractions can also be on your laptop if that's what you are using to write. If you have your laptop, I would encourage you to don't check your email, just do your writing program and other tabs that you have up if you need, like your online dictionary, your online thesaurus. But that is what you're going to do, is prep your materials. So when I do a writing sprint, I like to have my writer's thesaurus handy. I like to have my pens, my journals, any of my loose leaf notes for my story. Grab your water, your tea, your hot tea, your coffee, anything that you need. And then the last thing I like to do when I prep my materials is have my YouTube up for whatever instrumental playlist I am listening to. I like to do that during my sprints. That's just me. It helps me kind of shut out some of the background noise and anything else that's going on. Number 5 would be to set your timer. So you're going to set your timer. This is the main part of the sprint. You're going to set a timer. You can set it online. You could do a playlist online. A lot of other YouTubers and authors have playlists that are set to 15 or 20 minutes. There are some people who do sprints starting off an hour or 40 minutes. If you are just starting a sprint for the first time, I would not encourage you to do that. For going that length of time, it's very easy to just get distracted and it's just too long. And that way you just start thinking about other things, doing other things, and then that's where your sprint kind of fails. So if you are a beginner, I would start in 15, 20-minute intervals. I would not go over 20, but that's just me personally and what I am suggesting. Everyone's kind of different. For me, the magic number seems to be 20 minutes for some reason. For some reason, for me, 20 minutes is my magic number. I get the most done, I am the least amount of distracted, and it's just a large but small chunk of time that I can get something done. So figure out what your magic number is. It could be 15, could be 20, could even be 30, could be 40. I would just encourage you, if you are a beginner and you're starting out a sprint, I would encourage you to do the less amount of time, either 15 or 20 minutes, and then work your way up, just like exercising and doing sprints. Once you've mastered the 15-minute sprints, 20-minute sprints and 30-minute sprints, and you know you can do them without having any distractions and actually getting stuff done, that is when I would encourage you to set your clock a little bit longer and continue to go as long as you can. You can also take breaks in between your sprints. For me, like when I do 20-minute sprints, I might take 5 minutes in between to go to the bathroom, get some water. If my kids are watching a movie or doing something, I'll check on them, give them a new activity, and then set my timer back and do it all over again. Now, there are a couple different types of sprints. I know there's Pomodoros. Correct me if I'm saying that wrong, but when I read it, that's how it sounds to me. There's the Chris Fox version, and I'm going to link his book down below. I've actually not read it, but his particular method is something that I'm going to try eventually. And it's 5,000 words per hour, I imagine, and something tells me that I'm kind of doing close to already what he is suggesting because my word count per hour is pretty high. There's also chained sprints. There's the mini marathons, and those are for the more experienced riders that have been doing sprints and are confident doing the longer sprints. You can also do live sprints if you are an author and you are trying to expand your platform. This is something I've heard other authors do that is just very, very recommended and something that is sought after. You could do live sprints with you hosting. You can do sprints live with others that you know and you are hosting together. You can even do a sprint, which I'm probably going to start looking into some of this myself, but you can even do a sprint with a playlist. I know Brittany Wang has a few, and author Bethany Atazadeh, I'll link hers below as well, but there are a lot of different sprints out there with instrumental music that you can find with timers connected to them. So if you need your phone away to be productive, that might be something you can look into. All right, everyone, I know that was kind of me talking a little bit fast for some reason, or maybe it's just me and it feels like it. But if you have any comments or questions below, please put them below. I am figuring out how to turn my comments on so that I can get feedback from the rest of you guys. And if there are any suggestions or ideas that you want for a video, please comment them below, and I will include all of those links for you, and see you all next time.